I'm Darrell Issa, and I'm here, as the sign might indicate, a little sneak preview. I'm here to announce that in the weeks leading up to this, our exploratory committee has received more than 2,400, not just letters asking us to run, but checks, averaging over $82 a piece. And in politics, when thousands of people respond to, I'm looking at this, I'm exploring it, you pay attention. And so today I'm announcing that I will be the next congressman from the 50th Congressional District. I'm dedicated to do that because I believe that I have the history, the skills, the seniority, and the capability to hit the ground running, not just for this district, but for California, to help Republicans compete in what has become a very treacherous and difficult Congress and to retake the majority.
And I have total confidence that Darrell will represent this district well. Think about this. East County problems are America's problems. Illegal immigration, the illegal traffic, human traffic, drugs coming across our border, homelessness, mental health issues, housing issues. He will be there to fight for us. On a personal note, whenever East County has needed help over the years, and I've been in this position for a few, whenever I've called Darrell for help, he's always been there to help. And he not only has listened, but he has followed through, and he's done the best that he could do to help us out here in East County. And he doesn't just listen. He has actually advocated on our behalf. And I truly believe that he will have our back when he wins this election. And that can't come soon enough. So Darrell, I'm very proud to support you in this, and I would ask all to join me in this effort. It's extremely important.
This is an important day. It's really an important day for me. I've spent the last year and a half of my life running for Congress. And the reason I got involved in the congressional race in the first place was because I thought it was very important that the 50th Congressional District continue to be led by a conservative Republican. I think that at the time that I got involved, it seemed like I was doing something that was good for the district, and I wasn't sure anybody else was going to step up and do it. This year it's a little bit different, and with Darrell Issa getting involved in the race, I feel confident that the right man is here to lead us into the future, and I feel safe and confident in taking back my promise to run for the 50th district. I'm going to drop out of the race and support Darrell Issa fully. Darrell Issa is a man I respect. Darrell Issa is an iconic conservative. Darrell Issa believes in the things that I think most people in the 50th district believe in. They believe in personal freedom. They believe in a limited government. They believe in personal responsibility. They believe in lower taxes. They believe in keeping the border safe. And on top of all those things, I also have had conversations with Darrell about things that are close to my heart. As the mayor of the city of El Cajon and as a psychologist, I worry about things like homelessness. I worry about things like our refugee community. And Congressman Issa has been very interested in what I've had to say, and he has made promises to me that he will do everything he can as a congressman to work with myself and the other mayors in the district to combat homelessness and to combat the scourge of mental illness that has now become a national problem. It's because of these things and many, many more things that I confidently say I am going to vote for Darrell Issa. And I hope that everybody else in the 50th district will vote for Darrell Issa. And I look forward to a much brighter future in Washington. Thank you very much.
Now, you never argue with people that are supporting you in such a wonderful way, but our next person, Mayor Sam Abed, is probably going to mention that this district also includes North County, San Diego, and South County, Riverside. So I'll just say that in fact it's been an honor over the years to work with Sam and to work with people in North County and in Riverside, because a third of this district a third of the area of this district was mine for most of my time in Congress. And during that time, I grew to know Sam Abed very, very well as a leader. And Bill, when you said iconic, I now give you Mayor Sam Abed.
Thank you. Thank you, Darrell, and good morning. And thank you, Bill, for hosting this great event in the great city of El Cajon. This is a city that is thriving under the leadership of my good friend, Bill Wells. The 50th district is a large district representing 750,000 residents, and also it includes North County, as Congressman Issa said. It's a strong conservative district, and also it has a history of electing conservative Congress in the past. We have an unprecedented coalition of candidates here dropping out of the race to support the best candidate that can win the 50th district against Kampa Najjar. In 2016, it was close. We were close by 3.6 points to lose that district. Our common goal is very simple, is to keep the 50th district in the Republican hands. I've known Darrell for 15 years. He's a man of integrity. He loves America. He is passionate about serving our 50th district. He has the perfect conservative credential. He served honorably for 18 years, fighting government corruption and also championing transparent government. He has a great list of accomplishments, and as Dianne said, he's a tested leader. Darrell will focus on the 50th district. The 50th district will be his priority, the only priority. The 50th district will be his agenda, the only agenda. And he will get a critical committee assignment because of his seniority, and that will best serve the 50th district. Congressman Issa represent our values, the 50th district values. Today, I'm suspending my campaign for 2020, and I will proudly endorse and campaign from Congressman Issa. Escondido was the ground zero in 2016, and Escondido will be the ground zero for victory in 2020. Thank you.
Just to let you know, not everybody running in this race was an elected official. And my next friend is somebody that, to be honest, Larry and I didn't know each other that well. But we have a lot in common, and what we have in common is a love for our country, years of service. And so when we first met, I wasn't planning, I wasn't really thinking that Larry would come on board as a supporter and drop out of his own race. But as we talked about our goals, we talked about the need for national defense and, in fact, to remember those when they come home. This Navy SEAL began to be, in my opinion, the ideal campaign manager, which my campaign manager in the back is going to worry about. But since I met him and begun working with him as we explored, I've felt that Larry is the kind of a person that I'll be very proud to take everywhere with me, because for all of us in San Diego, Riverside, and Orange County, we also know we're defined by the men and women who serve in the Navy, the Marines, a few Army folks, a few Air Force folks, and a little bit of Coast Guard. But I give you Larry Wilske, Navy SEAL.
Mr. Issa's service is fantastic. 10 years active duty, 10 years in the reserves as well? Another 10 in the reserves. So he knows the needs of veterans, and as everybody knows, what happens to veterans on a negative side bleeds over into society. We need to stop problems right there. My campaign has been wonderful. It's been something that's a great experience. And right now, Sam, I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
We're not dropping out of this race. What we're doing is we're joining one team, one fight. So Sam's not dropping out, Bill's not dropping out, I'm not. What we're doing is we're unifying around leadership that has brought us together, and that's the kind of leadership that'll bring our country together. We need this to happen. We need to happen as one team, one fight. Thank you very much, sir.
Well said. Well said.
I think we have one more speaker, but the size of this district means that Matt, who's coming from Temecula, hit what we all hit. And I'm going to open this up for questions, but I'm going to make one short statement. For the 18 years that I served, one of the things that I worked on that was still unfinished business is the federal government ensuring that our interstate system, including the Interstate 15 and its connecting roads, the Interstate 5 and its connecting roads, operate properly. And it's an area of contention. So it's no surprise that to get from the north part of this district in Temecula down to here takes longer than it should, and that'll continue to be an effort. We're not here to talk about any of the other candidates, not even at this point Campa Najjar, the Democrat. We're here to talk about one team, one goal for this district, and I think that's what I'm going to be campaigning on. Is I have a record. I'm not going to be somebody that walks in and says I'm going to change Washington. No, I've been changing Washington for 18 years, and when I return, I will continue to do exactly the kinds of things I did that made me friends and enemies, made me people who would certainly oppose me, but also made me somebody that could get things done for San Diego County. And I will say one thing, and I think you're going to see this in the days to come. We were a good delegation with Republicans and Democrats able to get things done for San Diego and to bring it home, and the Chamber and others recognize that. I want to make sure that although we will fight hard in Washington for conservative values, I intend to continue to work with across the aisle to get things done when we can agree. And thank you.
You used the word treacherous to describe the current Congress. Is that hyperbole?
No, I think that this attempt to find a reason to impeach the president is unheard of and uncalled for. Historically, during my tenure and well before, you had actual events that then led to people saying, "Well, should we look into it?" And then impeachment became a question. Instead, we had the current chairman of Judiciary, a committee I served on, and would be the senior member if I went back there. Judiciary, in fact, he, on a train, before he was sworn in, he was already talking about impeaching the president. This kind of activity is wrong, and I will stand up to it when I return, as I did when I was there. I'll hold presidents accountable for what they do wrong in administrations, and I have a proven track record on that with both parties. But I also know that you let a president lead and do his job, and you support that before you turn around and automatically try to undermine it, something that I've seen going on, which really bothers me.
So Representative Hunter is also a long-time Republican in the House, and other than the indictment against him, what will you do to set yourself apart?
You know, Duncan Hunter Sr. was a mentor of mine and is a friend, and Duncan Hunter Jr., I hope I've been a mentor to him at times. He's been a friend and a colleague. His current situation is regrettable, and I know that we're here today because of questions about whether or not he could win this if he were the nominee. We're not here for anything different than that, and I have said for a long time, and I'll say it again here, he deserves his day in court, but the 50th Congressional District does deserve to have the ability to retain this as a conservative district, and quite frankly, to have a member who can show up and take all of his committee assignments. Yes, sir.
So should he drop out, in your opinion?
You know, I long ago figured out that hopefully I didn't tell anyone here to drop out. You know, telling people to drop out rather than letting them decide what's in the best interest of themselves and their families, I think is the right thing to do. We've all benefited by Duncan Hunter Sr. and Duncan Hunter Jr. fighting hard for our men and women in uniform, serving on the Armed Services Committee, working hard to do things for San Diego. There is a regrettable situation, and I've got to be honest. I served during the time in which Duke Cunningham was our congressman, and I was side by side with him. These are very unfortunate situations, but just as I would have said with Duke, and I'll say it with Duncan, he deserves his day in court. I expect everyone to presume he's innocent until proven guilty, but we are here because we believe that we need a single candidate who can in fact assure that this conservative district stays in conservative hands.
Did you